A rare visitor from deep space is in fact racing through our solar system, and it's breaking records on the way. Scientists have confirmed that the third ever interstellar object, named 3I Atlas, is hurtling towards the sun at a staggering 68 kilometers per second. Spotted just days ago by a telescope in Chile, this cosmic intruder isn't from around here. It's in fact moving too fast to be held by our sun's gravity, proof that it's come from another solar system. Now, unlike asteroids and comets that loop around the sun, this one is on a one-way trip, flying along a hyperbolic path and venting gas like a comet as it nears the inner solar system. Astronomers worldwide are scrambling to try and study it, hoping to unlock some clues about how planetary systems form in far-off corners of the universe. It won't come close to Earth, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to watch a piece of another galaxy fly by. And this could, of course, just be the beginning, as powerful new telescopes like the Rubin Observatory promise to reveal even more interstellar wonders in the years to come. Now, thousands of Shiite Muslims perform the Ashura rituals ahead of the holy day. For the Shiites, Ashura is not just a day of grief, but a powerful symbol of sacrifice and unwavering faith that honors the sacrifice of the grandson of Prophet Muhammad, Imam Hussein. We'll leave you with this report. Thanks for watching. Now, 4 people have been killed and several others remain feared trapped after a portion of an abandoned coal mine collapsed during an illegal mining operation in eastern India's Jharkhand state. So, according to reports, the incident occurred in the early hours when the men were mining the coal illegally from one of the abandoned mines of CCL's Karma coal project in Jharkhand's Ramgarh district. Soon after the mishap, the local police initiated a search operation by removing the debris off the wall to look for survivors.
This incident occurred in the boundary of Central Coalfields Limited. We have reached the site of the mine collapse. All angles are being investigated, after which the cause, casualties and injuries can be ascertained. This is a matter of illegal mining in CCL.
Now, additional reports have also revealed that despite a ban on mining at the CCL, at least about 10 workers were mining at the spot when the accident occurred. The incident is now being viewed as a serious security lapse on part of Central Coalfields Limited. While accidents have progressively decreased in India, coal mining remains one of the most dangerous professions in the country. At least about 27 people, including 9 children, have ended up losing their lives as the floodwaters recede after wreaking havoc in central Texas. Rescue and search operations are currently underway to try and locate about 25 people who are said to be missing. Meanwhile, 800 have been evacuated to safety so far, and amongst the missing are at least about 23 young girls who were a part of a Christian summer camp. The Camp Mystique, which was set on the riverside of River Guadalupe that surged nearly 29 feet after a month's worth of water was dumped in a matter of hours by the rain. While the U.S. National Weather Service has ended the flash flood emergency for Kerr County, the epicenter of the flooding, a flood watch, however, remains in effect as scattered showers are expected through the week. The images of the aftermath are now surfacing after heavy thunderstorms pounded Kerrville, unleashing flash floods that swallowed roads, homes and also low-lying areas. Now, torrents of muddy water swept across as unannounced rain hammered the region. And according to reports, extreme flooding struck before dawn with little to no warning, precluding the authorities from issuing advance evacuation orders. While reports are emerging that the state's emergency officials have issued warnings for West and Central Texas as early as Thursday. However, the emergency management is now admitting that the forecast has failed to predict the severity of the downpour. In response, the authorities launched widespread rescue operations, deploying first responder helicopters with infrared technology in a continued effort to locate any potential rescue victims. And amidst this, the US President Donald Trump pledged federal support in the aftermath of assuring that the relevant authorities have taken stock of the situation. The Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, is due to visit the site, and Vice President J.D. Vance has offered condolences to the families of those affected by the floods. The weekend disaster recalls a similar tragedy nearly 40 years ago, when a church camp bus and van were caught in a Guadalupe River flood, drowning 10 teens.
Europe is in the grip of a deadly heat wave, one that's not just breaking records, but lives. From raging wildfires in Spain to nuclear reactor shutdowns in Switzerland, the continent is sweltering under soaring temperatures, with at least 8 deaths reported so far. Red alerts are in place, cities are buckling under the heat, and millions are facing severe health risks. As scientists point to climate change and a blistering heat dome, the question is, how much hotter can it get? And are we even prepared? Here's our report.
As much of Europe sizzles under an unforgiving heat wave, at least 8 people have lost their lives. With temperatures smashing early summer records, sparking wildfires, prompting red alert warnings, and even forcing the shutdown of a Swiss nuclear reactor. The death toll includes 4 in Spain, 2 in France, and 2 in Italy. The continent grapples with an extreme weather pattern, fueled by a combination of a marine heat wave in the Mediterranean and an oppressive heat dome parked over Western and Central Europe. Here is also a look at the reported high temperatures recorded in various countries across Europe. Portugal's Moura recorded 46.6 degrees Celsius on June 29th. A temperature of 46 degrees Celsius was recorded on June 28th in Spain's El Granado. 43.2 degrees Celsius was recorded in Greece's Scala on June 27th. On July 1st, Cadenet in France recorded 41.4 degrees Celsius. This is followed by soaring temperatures of nearly 39 degrees Celsius in Germany's Andernach, Netherlands' Maastricht, Romania's Craiova, and Serbia's Niš in June and July. Spain has borne the brunt of the crisis. In Catalonia, a fast-moving wildfire claimed 2 lives and scorched nearly 40 kilometers of land, destroying farms before it was finally brought under control. Additional heat-related deaths were reported in Extremadura and Córdoba. In Italy, 2 men over 60 died from heat exposure. While at the beach in Sardinia, red alerts have been issued for 18 cities, warning of life-threatening heat conditions. Meanwhile, France's energy minister confirmed 2 deaths, more than 300 hospitalizations due to the blistering heat. The highest level of heat warning remains in place across central France, including Paris, where the Eiffel Tower summit was shut down. As a precaution, the heat wave has now rolled in Germany, where July 2nd marked the hottest day of the year, with temperatures expected to hit a staggering 40 degrees Celsius. Officials have issued nationwide warnings, and extreme conditions are wreaking havoc on transport. Deutsche Bahn, the national rail service, flagged likely disruptions, and in some areas, motorways buckled due to the heat, posing significant risks to drivers. The heat wave isn't just claiming lives and challenging healthcare systems. It's also testing the resilience of infrastructure and energy supply. In Switzerland, utility company Axpo was forced to shut down one reactor and have the output of another at the Besno nuclear power plant due to the high temperature of river water used for cooling. Authorities said these restrictions would continue as water temperatures remained under scrutiny. Meteorologists attribute the soaring temperatures to a dangerous combination of marine heat waves and a persistent heat dome. A stagnant high-pressure system trapping hot air beneath it. This phenomenon behaves like a pan lid, preventing heat from escaping and cooking the region beneath it. The ongoing European heat wave is a stark reminder of the growing threat posed by climate change as record-breaking temperatures become the new norm. The continent's infrastructure, healthcare systems, and daily life are increasingly under strain. While some relief may be on the way, this scorcher of a summer is far from over, and experts warn it could be just a preview of summers to come.
Southeastern Turkey is battling raging wildfires for the sixth consecutive day. Emergency crews struggled with the shifting winds as they carried out operations to try and contain wildfires. A vast landscape suffered from the raging flames in the city of Hatay in the last 10 days. Turkey has seen 65 wildfires in 12 different provinces. More than 50,000 people have been evacuated to safety so far. Now, these are in fact the visuals of the deadly wildfire that has spread overnight. A helicopter was deployed to extinguish the fire in the morning, but it failed to help in the darkness of the night, as the high-intensity winds caused the blaze to spread over to 7 to 8 kilometers.
When the fire first started, there was a helicopter, and the fire had turned to smoke. But when the helicopters stopped working, because of dark, red flames reappeared with the direction and intensity of the wind, spreading to sections covering approximately 7 to 8 kilometers.
The rescue operation volunteers are trying their very best to try and contain the blaze and to save the life of the residents, but the winds have caused the blaze to rise up to 100 meters high.
We've been here since the first fire broke out. In Hatay, saving lives here, no matter what. Every life has the right to live. We are here on watch with the teams to save lives.
The European Forest Fire Information System says that Turkey has in fact been hit by 90 wildfires so far, which has ravaged more than 86,689 acres of land in Turkey.
Even on this 4th of July, we saw a continuation of ice raids today.
You should be ashamed of yourself. On the 4th of July?
This was an ice raid at a car wash in West Hollywood. Happened around 11 o'clock in the morning on this 4th of July. Multiple vehicles pulled up to Santa Palm Car Wash on Santa Monica Boulevard. Witnesses say 4 people were taken into custody. The car wash manager said they have worked at that car wash for years. It's actions like that that had demonstrators flooding the streets across LA, protesting what they see as a lack of independence in America. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez spoke to some of them.
People just beginning to arrive here at Amazon Park in Alhambra, where they did not cancel the 4th of July celebration. At other locations, people decided instead to go out and protest what they see as a lack of independence. Take a look.
No more occupation! No more occupation! No more deportation!
A large rally making its way through downtown LA, where marchers took advantage of empty streets since 4th of July celebrations here were postponed.
It wasn't as big as the No Kings protest that we were a part of a couple of weeks ago. No one is taking what is happening to our country seriously enough.
This march, part of the 50501 movement, Free America Weekend of Community Actions. Skyfox, you can see the crowd facing off with uniformed personnel outside the federal building.
Peaceful! Stay behind the yellow line!
On the ground, monitors, keeping the crowd sane and safe, and quite colorful during the day. In Los Feliz, it was the Free America Weekend rally organized by Women's March.
We are protesting the inhumanity and the cruelty of this government and what they're doing to our community.
A much smaller group outside the Joint Forces training base in Los Alamitos, the Lavender Democrats protesting the deployment of National Guard troops to help federal forces. All daytime events peaceful with all kinds of people saying 4th of July is as good a day as any to put out their message.
This can't be America. This is not the new normal.
The point of my shirt is that we are all immigrants, no matter where we live.
All over the Southland, I'm Christina Gonzalez, Fox 11 News.
4th of July, thank you for taking time. And I will just start, Todd, with getting your perspective on how significant this bill is and these resources will be for ICE.
Hey, Griff, thanks for having me. Yeah, and happy 4th of July to you and everybody on the staff. No, it's going to be great. I mean, when you think about how depleted ICE has been over the past 4 years, they last administration totally minimized the work the men and women of ICE do every day. It really cut our resources. So you're seeing now, under this administration, President Trump has made a promise to the American people to make America safe again. And a key part of that is his immigration strategy. And what Secretary Noem has done with helping craft this bill, it's been amazing. Just like you said, the detention space alone is going to be huge for us. We saw so many individuals let into the country last time without due proper vetting. We know we have so many known gotaways, known suspected terrorists. This is going to give us the tools and resources now to have the infrastructure in place to go ahead and ensure that ICE is going out and being that viable law enforcement partner we are and going after all these public safety threats. And the one main thing, Griff, that you pointed out is the manpower and hiring. We've lost so many good men and women because they just didn't feel like they were law enforcement officers anymore. When you're just not allowed to do your job, it's very heartbreaking. So now we're going to have the opportunity to get men and women of ICE the backup they need. We're going to be able to retain these great individuals. So it's going to be a great win for the Department of Homeland Security.
Well, Mr. Director, it seems that morale is up. Our friend and my colleague in common, Bill Melugin, getting some reaction from some of your ICE officers saying things like this. Let's go. This is long overdue and will give us the resources to ramp it up and give the American people what they voted for. This ensures that ICE is the tip of the spear to make America safe again. You know, you really, and of course, the smiley face emoji, and then the last one there, this administration has been fighting nonstop to give the law enforcement agents in these dangerous sanctuary communities the tools we need to complete the mission. As you talk about giving your men and women what they need, Todd, you're facing a backlash the likes of which ICE has never seen, from agents being doxxed and assaults now on your ICE officers up nearly 700%, as you already have some California cities canceling their 4th of July events today to literally have a response to protect migrants from ICE raids. You see them here, LA County, Whittier, Bell Gardens, and Cudahy as well, just out of control. What are you saying to your rank and file? What are you saying to your team?
Well, you know, like you said, assaults are up to almost 700%, and that's totally unreal, and it's unacceptable. The men and women of ICE are out there doing a law enforcement mission. Never in my career or my lifetime would I think that we'd see people attacking law enforcement officers for arresting the worst of the worst. With that, what I have to say about these events being canceled, it's ludicrous. ICE isn't going out to events and arresting and rounding people up, right? What ICE is doing, and the men and women of the Department of Homeland Security, is keeping America safe this 4th of July. So what I can tell you is not only my agency, but all department agency components have been out there working with state and local officials to ensure that things like the sleeper cell threats, these known or suspected terrorists that came in, aren't going to affect our 4th of July weekend, and that Americans can go out and celebrate. So what we should be focused on is what the good work that the men and women of ICE are doing to protect this nation. You know, you guys have highlighted, Griff, what we've done with some of the high-threat countries. We arrested a former sniper from one of these high-risk countries. We arrested an Iranian that was tied to Hezbollah. We are out there ensuring that these people that were let in under the last administration aren't going to do us harm on a great day like July 4th.
You know, just in the last few seconds I've got, Todd, we're doing Proud American shout-outs all day. How proud are you of your men and women of ICE?
It's such an honor of a lifetime to be able to lead the men and women of ICE. They are the bravest law enforcement officers out there today. They do great work, and I am so proud to be on here every day to explain the great work that they do for this country.
Well, you're doing a great job. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons, thank you for taking time and giving us your insight today. Have a happy 4th of July.
Thanks, Greg. Happy 4th of July.